Hello, this is SJ Talks in Life coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Please and thank you. Thank you for my new subscribers. Thank you so much. Um, North Kardashian, Northwest, 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 her name is Northwest. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's daughter um, did the Lion King performance at the Hollywood Bowl or whatever that is. I don't know what the Hollywood Bowl is, but she did that performance at the Hollywood Bowl, and it was the Lion King. Lion King. Um, Bless her heart. Bless her heart. That's all I can say. um, but people are bashing, which I don't believe in attacking children. I don't believe in bashing children. That's not okay for people to bash this child. She's just a child, and it could traumatize her for life. It could really cause her a lot of trauma throughout her life because people are bashing this child because people thought that her performance was not good in this Hollywood Bowl thing. And they're blaming their people are angry at Kim Kardashian and Kanye because they felt like they paid for her to be in this thing. Now, I don't know whether they did or not. I can't say whether they paid. They said the same production company that produces the television show, The Kardashians, and that's through Hulu. They say that same production company got North in there. That the same production company is what got her in there. So I don't know whether they pulled some strings or we don't know that. I don't know if that for sure. People are assuming that because she's Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's daughter, that's how she got the role. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Nepotism. They call them Nepo babies. Children that are born to rich and famous parents. The children that are born to rich parents or rich and famous parents, they have an advantage. They have an advantage over everybody else because their parents are rich and they're famous, so the parents can, pull some strings, make some things happen. Money talks. And when it comes to Hollywood and talent and things like that, everybody knows who you know. It's not really what you know, and it's not necessarily your talent that gets you through. Sometimes it is. Sometimes people can get through on just talent. But a lot of times, in a lot of cases, what gets you through is your connections. It's who you know. Well, they say it's also who you blow too, but we're not gonna get into that. But that's what they say. But we're not going into that. But in a lot of cases, it's who you know. It's who you know that gets you through. In a lot of cases, because there's a lot of folks out here with talent. There's a lot of people. I mean, I can sing pretty good myself. I've never sung on here. I probably can sing just as good as some of the greats out there, believe it or not. I mean, I love to sing. That's one of my hobbies that I like to do. I love to sing, and I could probably sing just as good as some of these greats out here. But I don't have, if I do say so myself, but I don't have no contract or whatever. And it's a lot of people. You got people standing on the corner in New York City. It was this lady. They said she sounded like Whitney Houston, but because she sung Whitney Houston's song. She was a homeless lady, and she was on. They played. She was. I think I seen it on Facebook, and they say this lady sounds like Whitney Houston. She didn't sound like Whitney Houston, but she had a beautiful voice. She sung Whitney's song, but she made the song her own. She sung it. She made it her own, and so she sung it the way she sang it, and she sounded really good singing. And no, I don't think she sounded like she a little bit. I think she sounded like herself, but she did a beautiful job on the song. And this was a homeless lady on the street. It's this one guy that sounds just like Luther Vandross. I kid you not. He was on Facebook too. This guy literally sounds just like Luther Vandross. Literally. And so it's lots of people out here that can blow. In New York City, everywhere. Lots of folks that can blow. It's lots of folks that got talent. There's people on Facebook that have talent. On YouTube, TikTok, lots of people have talent. Lots of people have talent. But what the difference is it's your connections. Is a lot of times it's who you know. You get successful through the right connections, or if the right person sees you. If the right person happens to see your performance or see you performing and you're at the right place, sometimes it's a matter of being at the right place at the right time. If you're the right place at the right time and the right person, like a record producer or somebody like that, sees you, or a talent agent or a modeling agent or whatever, then that's how you can get put on too. But in most cases, it takes a lot of hard work and perseverance for a person to get to a certain level. If a person wants to be a star, it takes a lot of determination, perseverance, and hard work to get to that level. Unless they know somebody. Or they have, in North's case, they have a parent or two parents that is rich and famous. They know they in that circle. They're in that circle. So they have the power and the money and the fame to get her places that she probably, get her opportunities that she would not normally have if these two people wasn't her parents. And so a lot of people were upset because they felt like she took the role away from somebody, that a hardworking child, that a more talented child, that auditioned for the role, and they feel like she took it from them. I don't know that for sure either. But that's the question. I mean, you guys out there, if you have children, let's say you, hypothetically speaking, you're rich, you're famous, or you're rich. Wouldn't you want to give your child every advantage? I mean, wouldn't you want to give your child a leg up to get started? If you got money and you're rich, wouldn't you want to give your child kind of a leg up? Would you want to give your child an advantage? I mean, struggle is not necessarily a bad thing. When a person has to struggle and to get to a certain level, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because it builds character. Struggle builds character. When you have to work hard to get to a certain place, to get to a certain level in life, it builds character. In a lot of cases, depending on your beliefs and your faith, it builds your faith. In a lot of cases, it makes you a stronger person. So a lot of good things come out of struggling, and it once you get to that point, it makes you more appreciative. If you do become successful, it'll make you more appreciative versus it being handed to you, versus the opportunity just being handed to you. You would have more of an appreciation for it, and you wouldn't take it for granted, and you'll be more humble. So a lot of good qualities and characteristics come out of struggling. But however, there's a such thing as struggling too much, if you struggle too much, and you have to go through too much adversity. If you go through a certain amount of adversities in life, because me, I've been through a lot in my life, and I've struggled pretty much all my life, all my adult life. And I've been through lots and lots and lots of adversities. It's made me, it's builded my faith in God. It's made me more of a humble person. A lot of good things came out of my adversities and my struggles. But at the same time, I feel like I've had too many. If you feel like you've had too many adversities and you feel like you've had too many struggles and too many hardships, it can become so much of a burden to you to where it makes you discouraged. It discourages you. So too much adversity and too much struggle is not good. You know, it's good for a person to do it, to struggle and have adversities, because it does build all those great characteristics. But then at the same time, if you have too much struggle and too many adversities, it can really cause you to be discouraged. It can cause you to be depressed and things like that. I don't necessarily think it's a good thing. I think it's good for rich parents to allow their child to, because like you have some Nepo that call them Nepo babies. Like Jamie Lee Curtis is a good example. They call her a Nepo baby because both of her parents were rich and famous. But she had to work really hard. She had to work really hard to build her career and make a name of herself, for herself. She had to, because sometimes if you come from famous parents, people are constantly, you got big shoes to fill. And so sometimes people are constantly comparing you to your parents. And a lot of times when they're Nepo babies like that, they don't want people to know that, or they want to work harder to prove themselves, so to speak. So they won't be compared to their parents, or they won't be accused of giving certain advantages because this is your parents. So you got some Nepo babies that still have to work really hard to prove themselves. Prove themselves, hey, I deserve to be here because I'm just as talented as everybody else. And sometimes they do work hard to prove themselves, to show people that, okay, yes, I'm just as talented as my parents, and I worked hard to get to this level. It just wasn't handed to me. The door might have been initially open for them. They had a leg up, but then like the door was open to them, but once they walked through it, they had to put in the work to get to a certain level. But if you're a Nepo baby and every opportunity is handed to you, constantly opportunities are being handed to you, and you're given all this money, and you're not given the opportunity to actually work hard for something. You're not given the opportunity to go through a certain amount of adversity or struggles, then you have the tendency to take it for granted. You have the tendency to take it for granted, not be humble, maybe perhaps look down on others. And people look at it as an unfair advantage. But I'm going to be honest, if I was rich, and I would set my kids up, and I would set my grandkids up, and so they wouldn't have to have as many adversities and struggles as me. So if parents out there, if you're rich or you famous or both, and wouldn't you want to give your kids a leg up so they won't have to struggle so much? Because my kids have already had to struggle to a certain point. But if I got rich, I'm going to make sure that they don't have to struggle anymore. I'm going to make sure that my grandchildren is not going to struggle. I'm going to be honest with you because it's hard out here. It's rough out here. I mean, wouldn't you do that if you were a parent? Put that in the comment section. If you're a parent and you're rich, would you help your kids get a leg up in life so they wouldn't have to struggle too hard? A certain amount of, now just to just hand them everything off rip, they should be given an opportunity to do it, to struggle a little bit. I don't think it's entirely entirely wrong that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West is creating some opportunities for their daughter. But I do think that she should be given the opportunity to work hard. They should give her the opportunity to work hard. Like maybe get her some vocal lessons or something like that. Give her the opportunity to kind of work hard and kind of build whatever her, maybe singing might not be her talent, but give her the opportunity, get her lessons or whatever like that. Work with her, cultivate her talent, give her the opportunity to work hard, and don't just keep giving opportunities to her and she's not, because you want your children to be, you know, I mean, she's not going to be this great Academy Award winning singer at 10 years old. I think she's 10. I mean, some people, Oscar winning, or what's that award? Grammy winning singer or whatever, performing, or Oscar winning performing. Some are at 10 because Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy, got a Grammy. She got a Grammy already, like a couple years ago. She got a Grammy already. So, but they think her parents had something to do with that too. They think her parents had something to do with that. So, but I think, you know, Blue Ivy was in Beyonce's concerts and stuff like that. But I think the girl, she proved herself. In her case, she proved herself. She got out there and she brought it, you know, and she proved herself, and they made sure that she was ready. You can tell that she was fully prepared to get out there on that stage, and they made sure that you can tell that she put the work in. You can tell that Blue Ivy put the work in. They didn't just throw her out there. You can tell that she actually put the work in, but with North, they're not allowing her to put the work in. Maybe they should let her work with her and allow her to maybe put a little bit of work in to cultivate her talent. You know, get better at it. Then they can put her out there. That kind of thing. But I don't think it's okay to bash a child. I think it's wrong for people to bash that baby because it could traumatize her for life. She's just a child. And these are her parents. We don't get a vote. We don't get a vote to, God doesn't come to you in a womb and say, okay, do you want rich parents? Do you want famous parents or whatever? Or, do you want to be black? Do you want to be white? What race do you want to be? You don't get a vote. You're born who you are. You're born to whatever parents that you were born. That's was the hand that you were dealt, whatever it is. You were born the race you was born. Nobody gets a vote. So this is who she was born. These are her parents. It is what it is. And so I don't think nepotism, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because it is rough out here. But at the same time, a certain amount of struggle and adversities in life can create, it can cultivate some pretty good qualities. It shapes you as a person. It creates, but I don't, like I said, too much struggle and adversity is not necessarily a good thing. In my case, I felt like I've had too many adversities and too many struggles. And when you felt like you've had too many struggles and adversities in life, it can make you feel discouraged and frustrated. It can be depressing, because everything that I've ever tried to do has never worked out. So I feel that way, and when I plan things, it doesn't work out. So, well, some things worked out, but as far as I expected to be at a certain level in my life and I didn't get there. So when you expect to be at a certain level at a certain age and you get to be that age and you're not at that level, it's very discouraging. It's very frustrating. It's very discouraging. It can be very depressing. I just choose not to ponder on it all the time and just continue to move forward. But hit me up in the comment section if you think, what do you think about that? Nepo babies, nepotism. Do you think it's okay for rich and famous parents to give their child a leg up? Would you do it if you were rich and famous? Would you do it for your child? How many have you had a lot of adversity and struggles in your life? Did it make you a better person, or do you feel like I do? You feel like you've had too many adversities and struggles? Hit me up in that comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. And hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share in the make sure you hit that notification so every time I do a video, you'll be notified. Until the next video, you guys be safe out there and be blessed.